Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jonah from Spotlight, and I am so stoked for today's event. It's a topic that I've gotten a lot of questions about in past events, and it's just going to be a blast. It is going to be a little different from past events. It's kind of going to be a therapy session here today. So, bring all your feelings, bring all your fears, all your confidence, all everything you got is welcome here today. And gonna want you to use the heck out of that chat because I can't just have this conversation alone. We're going to be talking together today about building confidence in front of the camera and how to use that confidence to sell more, what it means to use your confidence. And like I'm saying, hop in the comments like you are already doing and let me know you're here, where you're tuning in from, something you're excited to learn today. If you've attended past Spotlight events, also, feel free at any point to let me know who you are, what you're up to, what your course is, what your products are, what your business is. Also, feel free to promote yourself a little bit. Let us know what you're up to. It is so helpful for me to know what everyone is up to when we're doing these events so I can make sure that anything we're talking about gets put into context and is relevant for you. I just want to call out, I love how active everyone is being here already. Scott is tuning in from Zurich, Switzerland. That's actually where a lot of my family lives. It's a pleasure to have you here today, Scott. Charissa from British Columbia, from the UK. Hi, everybody. We got English with Vanilla from India. You've been at a few events here. It's such a blast to have you here today. Kevin, Temeka Gray. Oh, man, we got so many people here. Shauna, love it. It is a blast and a privilege to be spending this time with you today. Thank you for taking time out of your day to do this event. Like I said, this is a big topic that comes up a lot. Often in these events, whatever they're about, video comes up as a medium that we all need to use in some way or another for our business, for education, for so many purposes. The internet loves and revolves around video. And one of the questions I get almost every event is, do I have to put my face on something? Do I have to be in the video? Can I use some Canva graphics? Can all these questions of, is there any way I can get out of being in front of the camera? So I was really excited to build this event today, and especially this morning when I was reviewing everything. I love it because we're talking about some very real stuff today, and it has more to do with what is on the inside than the outside. I keep feeling like I'm a little short here, so I'm going to raise my chair. There we go. I just gave myself an extra foot. And before we dive in, I just do want to call out a couple things ahead of time. Um, First off, if today gives you only a section of what you want, or you want to learn more about everything from business strategy to marketing to creating courses, building curriculum, any of those things, please head over to the Spotlight YouTube. We have been working really hard to build these events to address all of the challenges that beginning or existing digital entrepreneurs and creators experience. And at any point throughout this event, please ask any questions you might have. I will do my best to answer them as we go if they're really relevant or pertinent. But feel free to drop any question you have in there, whatever it's about. And if I don't answer you right away, I'm not ignoring you. I promise. I've set aside a little bit of time at the end to try and catch up with any of those questions. And if you're watching the replay, drop any questions you have in the comments as well. I do go back and we read all of those comments, and we find it so valuable to know what you're up to, what you're doing, what challenges you face. We want to build these events and everything we do around helping you face those challenges and come out a better person, a better business, a better creator, a better artist, all of these things that we can become by just knowing the path ahead. In many cases, it's just knowing what to do and how to do it, and that solves the challenge. So, Okay, great. I will answer this question right off the bat. Scott is asking, what camera are you using? Scott, in this specific situation, I have a Sony A6300 with a really nice lens setup. I've worked for years on my setup. And so, what you're seeing today, and it's so relevant to say this, everything that you're seeing here today with me throughout this presentation, because I am presenting in front of a camera, my confidence, my technique, my slides, my lighting, my camera, all of this has taken years to develop. And that is going to be a common theme throughout this whole event today is just you got to give yourself a break when it comes to individual videos or individual moments and look in the long run where you're headed. If you're improving in any respect from the way you talk to the ability to buy a nice camera, any of those aspects, if you're improving, you're on the right path and we're getting better together. But I love that. Keep dropping questions in the comments. And if at any point today, uh, don't forget to call my name, dude. Mr. G, calling you out because you called me. I love it. I love the energy here today. This is going to be such a blast. And real quick, just what I was saying, if at any point today you have to get up away from the computer, life happens, you weren't able to make the event, there will be a replay available. It'll be on the Spotlight YouTube. It'll also be on the event page itself, spotlightapp.io, and it'll be emailed to you along with some other goodies and additional resources if you registered for the event. Um, and I love Scott is really into I'll answer Scott, I promise I'll answer a couple more of these, but we're not going to be focused on equipment today because really that has nothing to do with your confidence in the long run. These headphones are modern headphones. They're the Bayer Dynamic DT770s. They look kind of vintage, but I think I bought them 2 years ago. So they're modern headphones. That all said, I really want to dive in with you today about building confidence on camera, how we can build that confidence, and how we can use that confidence to sell more. So, if you're here today, you've likely heard in one way or another that you need to make videos, that you have to be on camera. If you've watched any marketing tutorials, if you've watched any how to grow on social media tutorials, if you're in the digital space at all, you've encountered some guru or fancy person with a bunch of money and a big business and all the things you might want saying, the answer is video. Whether you're a creator and people are saying that's how you crack the algorithms, whether you're a business and people are saying that's how you're going to build trust, whether you're a teacher and video has become such a powerful medium to educate, or if you're an organization looking to improve your systems of onboarding or communication within your organization, video has become one of the most powerful elements you can use. However, just hearing you have to do it isn't really a solution. And for many people, including me a while ago, getting in front of a camera was one of the most scary things I could imagine doing. And I grew up in an acting family. I did plays as a child. Before COVID, I was a touring musician and sound engineer. So I'm very, very, very comfortable on stage, especially with other people in the audience. And in many cases, I've had a lot of people brush off my confidence on camera as a product of that, saying that, well, you did all of those things, so it should be easier. It is a wildly different format to sit in front of a machine and talk to it as if you're trying to talk to a human being and incorporate all of the various things you're trying to do, make sure you're selling your products, make sure that you're communicating right. It's a whole different game. So I just want to wipe clean that, like, whatever past experience you have, if you have not put in dedicated energy into being on camera, it's a new field. So again, forgiveness, self-forgiveness is going to be a big theme throughout this. This is a practice, it's an effort, and it's going to take time to develop this skill. However, the beauty is in today's world, growth is a coveted aspect of a business, of a brand. So your growth over time is valued. So we're just going to get all of that through. So you've also probably heard, and that's why you're here today. If you clicked on this link, if you registered for this event, if you're watching this video, clearly, in some sense, in your mind, you have this concept that what makes great videos is being confident, that confidence makes great videos. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I think that is false. That's a false way of looking at it. There's some truth, but we're not going to keep that paradigm. We're going to throw that away and think of this as a cycle. Great videos, making great videos, regardless of how confident you are. And a great video to me is anything that communicates your idea well, makes you confident. And then the confidence you get from making great videos makes better videos. This is a cycle, and we are going to build our confidence as we make videos in a cyclical style, because what we are actually talking about today, and let me know if you feel tricked or anything. But the real heart of what we're going to get into today is we are in the business of building confidence by making videos. Making videos is the secondary aspect here. Our goal is to build confidence, confidence that can come outside of the video sphere that we can use everywhere. I can tell you that getting confident in front of the camera has quite literally changed my life in all aspects. It has boosted my confidence in everything that I do. So that's what we're here today to talk about. How do we build confidence in general with the tool of video media as the vessel we're going to carry and ride upon to build our confidence? And why does this work? Well, video media is such a fantastic way to build confidence because it really forces you to get out of your comfort zone. And you can read psychology on this, you can trust me, you can reflect for yourself. But anytime you get out of your comfort zone, you push yourself, you go a little outside of that sphere of what's normal to you, and you accomplish something, that is a confidence building opportunity. And the confidence you get by trying something new and at least following through with it, even if you don't in your mind succeed, is the process of building confidence. So, part of the struggle, but also the value of getting confident in front of the camera is it forces you to have self reflection. You have to get really real with yourself. What are your fears? What are your worries? What is all those things you tell yourself, those that negative self talk? You have to address that head on and leave it at the door. You also have to learn how to be self-critical and not self-sabotaging, but self-critical, how to actually critique yourself in a positive way that will allow you to grow and not stunt your growth, not put you down, not give it up, but develop another muscle, which is the ability to step outside of yourself, reflect on something you did, and say, here's what I'm going to do next time. The other beauty of making videos, and yes, this is a beautiful aspect, it's hard. This will not happen overnight. Like I said, this is a process, this is a practice, this is something that is going to take a long time before you really show up feeling day after day like you are ready to go. I have been I have been working on this for years, but it has only really been in the last maybe 6 months doing these spotlight events where I have to be on camera 3 times a week. I shouldn't say have to, where I get to be on camera 3 times a week talking to the ether, me alone in a room. Yes, you're all here, but you're not in front of me. It is only in those last 6 months that I can sit down here every day and feel like I am ready to go, feel good about it, and leave feeling like I made an impact, like I made a difference, which is also why I highly encourage everyone to use the chat like you all are, because it does help make everything more real. And then the last point of making videos, which is a confidence builder if you can continue to tackle it, is it kind of sucks at first. It's really brutal to film yourself and watch yourself and have to face what you sound like, what you look like, and what you're saying alone in a room to your own face. It's hard, but the other muscle that muscle to grow to be able to go through that and come out on the other side with a positive momentum and a positive direction, that is a life skill, not just a content skill. So, like I said today, we are talking and in the business of building confidence by making videos. And all of these challenges are worth it. They are so worth it. And I've alluded to this, yes, and Shauna Ray is saying, "Oh my god, it sucks." It really, really does at first. And, I encourage you have to have a sense of humor throughout it. You have to just be in it. You have to be about it. And hopefully, my goal by the end of this hour is that you understand why all of the suck, why the difficulty, why the self critique, why the self analysis, why all of this is worth it. Because if you can master this skill, if you can put yourself on the path to master this skill and at least feel like you're making progress daily, you will be able, outside of the room, outside of the camera, in everything you do, you will be able to talk with confidence. You will be able to sell with confidence. You will be able to think with confidence. And dare I say, getting good at talking on video has even affected the way I dream and my goals and my aspirations. It infiltrates everything you do, and it is such a valuable skill to learn. So hop in the comments. If you're here today, likely you are ready to go, but I want to hear it. Give me a thumbs up emoji, give me a heart, give me a little whatever emoji is your favorite. Give me a 1, 2, 3, 4. Just show me some love that you are ready to go today and ready to dive in and ready to build your confidence through making video. That's what we're talking about, and that's what we're gonna do. So I want to address each one of these on its own. And this is going to be our guiding force because, like I said, the real skill that we're testing today is our ability to get out of our comfort zone, do something, accomplish something, come back, analyze it, move on, set a goal, do it again. That's the skill we're building, that ability to get out of our comfort zone and be productive in that space outside of our comfort zone. I love this. We're getting everyone is ready to go. Yes, yes, yes. Let's do it. So, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to tackle each one of these challenges. And like I said at the beginning, this is going to be a little more like a therapy session than if you've attended any past events where we're talking about email funnels and all of that, that's very instructional. Today, we're getting deep. We're talking about the inner challenges because that is what we have to face to get good at this. So, self reflection is the first thing I want to address. And this is the first thing you have to commit to 100%. You have to leave it behind. All of that negative self-talk that you have. You can't, I'm not good in front of the camera. I've never been this. I've never been that. I'm not meant to be this. I'm not meant to be that. No one likes hearing me talk. No one likes any of that. The reality is no one else is saying that to you but you. That's you speaking. And if anyone's ever validated that in any way outside of you and said any of those things to you, that's a whole different story. But when you're there alone, getting ready to do what you need to do, any of that negative self talk belongs only to you. And that means you are in control of it. So you're going to throw that away. You're going to leave that at the door. Any of that I can't mentality. It's just not true. It's just not true. Getting in front of a camera and presenting yourself is something that anyone can do if you have a phone, if you have the privilege of an able body and able voice, and you can do all of those, you can do those basic things. I don't want to be exclusionary here or say that anyone absolutely can do it. But if you're in a position to do it, if you have the body and the tools, you can absolutely do it. So you're going to leave that I can't mentality. You're going to leave that at the door as well. And you're going to leave these at the door every time you go to record a video. Any of those past attempts, and this is one of the hardest ones, I think. Anything you've done in the past no longer matters. Every video you make is a brand new start and a brand new opportunity. So when you enter the room to record a video, you don't think about any failures you've made with past videos, anything you've done in the past that feels like you didn't live up to it. That's the wrong energy to bring into the room. You're going to leave that at the door too. And this concept that failure is bad is just absolutely irrelevant, absolutely unhelpful, absolutely getting left at the door as well. In this industry of content production and creative world and education, failure is a product of trying. It's not a fault. The only way you can truly fail is to give up and to not try. If you don't try anything, if you don't do anything, your likeliness of failure is very low, but your likeliness of success is even lower. So, once again, hop in the comments. Let me know if this resonates. I love we're getting some people in here. Les is saying, I don't believe in the word I can't. I love that. I agree, Les. We're getting some that. We can't let the past rob us of our future. Man, this is such an awesome group today. This is such a blast. So I want you to picture every time, this is not just here today. Yes, I want you to leave all of this behind today for the rest of this presentation, but I want you to picture whatever room you go in to record. I want you to picture a garbage can in the room next to it. And every time before you go and film or sit down to work on this skill of building confidence by making videos, I want you to picture you take these four things, this whole nasty nest that we do live with every day and is human to have, and you're just going to throw it in that garbage can for the moment. It's going to come sneak back up on you later at some other time, but for the time that you are actively working on this skill, that stuff lives in that garbage can. It sits over there. It can whine and complain. It can cry as much as it wants to, but it will have no control over us. Not a single hair's width of control over us. That's the first thing I want you to tackle. And this is the getting real with yourself, because in order to throw any of this in the garbage, you have to make sure to address it. So you're going to have to address all of these things. You're going to have to start paying attention to anytime you negative self-talk yourself, say you can't, dwell on past attempts, or think that failure is a negative trait. You're going to have to address those things, face them head on, grab them and throw them away. That's what we're doing here today. And that's what you're going to commit to doing every time you go and work on this skill. Because if you come in with that stuff, you are developing the skill along with that baggage, and it's going to make your life so much harder. This will get easier over time. All of these things will get easier to check at the door as you get better at this skill. And real quick, I just want to call out there is some awesome comments coming in here. We have mindset is so important. Meditation, yes, in a way, I don't want to get too nerdy here, but this mindset is a form of meditation. And then I love Les here. Right after this session, I am jumping straight into Microsoft Live Video. So awesome. I love this energy. And then Solvay is asking, I would love to know how to be my natural self and not a hyper nervous bundle of energy. Totally. This is a real struggle to really be authentic in front of the camera. But once again, Soleil, Solvay, I don't want you really to worry about exactly how you show up on camera. Once you are confident in front of the camera, you will be yourself. And so once again, we are not talking about how to be confident and then make videos. We're talking about building confidence by making videos. And Solvay, I guarantee you, if you can embody that attitude, it's going to take a while. I say that time and time again. It's going to take a while, but you will one day sit down in front of a camera, go to record, and find yourself being yourself. You're going to go through a lot of phases in between that. You're going to try and be this person. You're going to try and be that person. You're going to emulate. You're going to adapt. You're going to change. But there will come a day in the near future where you sit down in front of a camera and find that you can just be yourself. It took me a long time, but I'm here today as a testament that it is possible. So let's address these are such great comments and questions. Keep them coming. I love this stuff. Uh, the next point of contention and the next point we have to address getting out of our comfort zone is the self critique. And this is a skill you have to learn. Once again, we're not talking self sabotage, we're talking self critique. Now, you have to first embody the sense that you are going to critique yourself like a friend throughout your recording process, throughout your review process. You would never say any of these things to a friend. If a friend you truly love, admire, and care for said, "Hey, I'm making some videos and would really love your input," would you sit there and go, "You suck," or "Don't even try," or "You'll never be able to do this"? We don't use this language with the people we love, but in many cases, even if we try and love ourselves, we use this kind of language with ourselves so readily and so easily. We're going to commit to treating and critiquing ourselves like a friend throughout this process because, once again, growth is the measurement of success here. Not one video, not one success, but the continual growth and the continual goal of feeling like yourself in front of the camera, feeling confident, feeling ready, feeling like it's a natural place for you to be. You have to be your own friend to get there. So I just want to call this out. If we just analyze the word critique, and this is why I'm really focusing on critique, not sabotage or opinion or anything like that. Critique is literally the dictionary definition: evaluate a theory or practice in a detailed and analytical way, right? So none of this not helpful, useless language that's just trashing yourself, but actual analytical, thoughtful comments on your practice, on the practice, not on the product, but on your practice. So I want to give you my secret sauce for addressing yourself and critiquing yourself. This is how you are going to start every single sentence, every thought, every bit of advice and critique you give yourself is going to start with this. This is part of embodying the leave it in the past, part of embodying the self forgiveness, part of all of this is next time I could. So whenever we review a video, whenever we sit down and we feel maybe not quite prepared or anything, we're going to plow through and we're going to save and we're going to take our notes in the next time I could format. Next time I could sit up straighter. Next time I could look at the camera. Next time I could know my script a little better. Next time I could smile more. All of these things, when put in this light, are actionable items. You're not going to say, I'm someone who could sit up straighter. I'm someone who could look at the camera more. None of that. I am. It's next time I could. That's what we're going to use. And that's how we're going to make sure that we are always critiquing ourselves in a positive, actionable way. Because next time I could leaves the opportunity for you to do it next time. And another way we achieve this is by observing the masters. I can't stress this enough. I come from a musical background, so this is ingrained in me. But if you're really just beginning this process or you've started the process time and time again and you continue to feel disheartened by getting on camera, yes, Solvay has a fantastic goal of feeling natural, feeling like yourself on camera, feeling like it's just you being you. However, in order to get there, we have to learn from others what works. You will find what your own voice is like in time. But first, whether it's how you sit, how you think, how you look, how you talk, there are people who have done this already and do a fantastic job. likeliness is if you're interested in content creation, you've watched other people. You have YouTubers you follow that you like. You have speakers that you admire. Everyone has people who they admire in their own space. And these are the people you're going to look to for advice. And you don't need one on one coaching. You don't need any of those. You need to go and watch them work with a critical eye. Pay attention to everything they do. And you may be over analyzing things that these people aren't actually thinking about when they're talking, when they're working, when they're acting. But if you can mimic their behavior, you're already starting on a good platform by knowing it's someone you admire, and being like that person is going to make you feel more confident because you see confidence in that person. And if you can embody those techniques and make them your own, make them feel like your own, you are going to be using them to build the platform for your own voice to shine. Like I said, this is very common in music. And if there is anyone with a music or art background, you should be very familiar with this concept. When someone starts learning guitar and I'm teaching them, I don't start off by just saying, here's a guitar, go be yourself. No, you have to learn what other people have done. And then you take the little bits, you put it all together, and gradually over time, you find the giant smoothie of other people's mannerisms and tendencies and things you admire in other people. And that smoothie is yours 100% completely your own. Real quick, I want to answer a couple things coming in. How about the word I'm going to? That's great. I just want you to add next time I am going to. We're throwing away whatever we're doing in the moment. We're giving ourselves the forgiveness to let us just accomplish the task we have before us the best we possibly can in the time we're given. And we're going to say next time, this is what I'm going to do. But I love this. I love everything coming in. Everyone is so rad here today. So let's keep going here. I want to address the third pain point of getting out of your comfort zone, which is that it is hard. I've said this multiple times, I've alluded to it, and this will not happen overnight. You're not going to leave this event just magically more confident on camera. You're not going to leave just all of the sudden ready to go, making badass content, getting a ton of followers and all of that. This is going to take a while. I mean, like I've said, it's taken me years, and all of the work I did on in performing as a musician and on stage, that had an impact, and it all adds up. But it takes concerted effort, and it wasn't until I specifically addressed wanting to be good at this specific skill and wanting to use video media to build my confidence that I got good at it. So I want you all to make a promise for me today. And you can drop a one in the comments. You can type this out. I want you to make this commitment and forgive yourself anytime you don't do it. But I want you to make this commitment that you will film one video every day. I'm not saying for social media or anything like that. I'm just saying you're going to film something every day. You may already do this, but I want you to start practicing filming yourself in your natural habitat. So when you're brushing your teeth, maybe you're cooking, maybe you screen record a conversation you're having with a friend with their consent, of course, but just start filming yourself in your normal environment. Feel what it's like to have a camera present, but not actively controlling your behavior. I think this is such a valuable tool. So I will film one video every day. It can be 2 minutes, it can be 5 minutes, it can be an hour, whatever it is. I want you to do this because this gives you a platform to see what you're like when you're not worried about the camera. So you're going to film one video every day and you're just going to watch it back a little bit and take note, take critical, analytical notes on how you behave when a camera is in the room but you're not being controlled by the camera. That is what this commitment is about. So I'm not promoting any sort of like posting strategy or anything. We're talking about your relationship to the camera. And the first thing to do is rather than walking into the room with the camera, put the camera in the room with you. Feel what that's like. Get used to that feeling. Hold on to that feeling, log it away, and bring it with you into the room when it's time for you to sit in front of the camera. I hope that resonates. Everybody, hop in the comments. Let me know if that makes sense. I really, 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 really want this to make sense to you. I only have one slide here because this is really the only practice that I think is going to take you miles further. And Solveig is asking, so video, not a live. You could, Soleil, beyond just the baseline of filming yourself, you could do whatever you want. Yes, eventually there's gradual practices to move forward to. Going live every day is great. Posting a video every day is great. These events I do 3 times a week where I have to put together an hour worth of content. I'm going to correct myself there, where I get to put together a whole hour worth of content and chat with you guys has made me wildly better. So yes, you can upgrade that scale of difficulty. You can upgrade however you want. And going live is a fantastic way to do it, especially on Instagram or TikTok, where the expectations are pretty low from your audience if they're just hanging out with you live. That's a great way. But if that feels scary off the bat, like Les is saying, holy moly, this is going to be scary. No, Les, I want you to just, this is not getting posted. This is not going anywhere. This is, I'm trying to flip it for you once again. And I know I'm repeating myself here, but if there's any one practice you take away from this, I want it to be this practice. Rather than walking into a room with a camera, you are taking the camera into the room with you. The camera is there, the camera is present, but you are being yourself. This gives you a baseline platform to analyze, view, and critique what you are like when you are in control and not the camera. That is why this practice is so powerful. This is not going to happen overnight. It's hard to get comfortable with a camera just being around, but that's why I'm saying when you're brushing your teeth, you're walking the dog, whatever it is, you don't even have to be addressing the camera. Just observe what you're like when a camera is there, but you're not allowing it to control your actions. So I will come back to this, and feel free, anyone watching, or if you're catching up in the replay, leave a comment. Let me know if there's any aspect of this that doesn't make sense. But I really, really want you to internalize this practice as a means of harvesting the confidence to be in front of the camera. Okay, so everyone, you're, oh man, everyone is so awesome here. And Lisa, you're talking to something that I'm going to get to in a minute. So Vay said I did some lives with music and it gets very scary when you run out of material. Yes, that is a terrifying feeling. But in a way, that's kind of the same thing we're doing. There is a beauty to just being on camera and talking confidently about things you know, because you don't have to have songs prepared. So it is almost a more palatable, beautiful zone to be in. I love everyone. Yes, yes. I love Sherry saying, yes, I'll do it. And everyone, I can do this. Yes, it makes sense. I love this. Everyone is so awesome today. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This is wildly rewarding. That's all I can say. Okay, you're going to hate this answer, but when it comes to the suck, now's where it gets to the difficult part. Once you're comfortable in front of the camera, at least a little bit every day, and this is where Solveig, the aspect of going live, can come in or anything, but your next step is just to post it. The difference between you being comfortable in front of the camera and it not sucking is feedback. And we're going to get into some tricky aspects of this because we have to ignore a lot of feedback on social media. But the number one growth tool that you have in feeling confident in front of the camera is ultimate. I'm sure I've said that a few times, but there's so many. But one of the biggest tools you have is making an impact. That's why these events that I've done here over the last 6, 9 months have absolutely skyrocketed my ability to be in front of the camera, is because the feedback you all hear. You hear commenting, you hear sharing my struggles, you hear sharing my victories, you sharing each other's victories in the comments and engaging. Like, what could be more worth it than that? And that only comes from putting yourself out there. So the sucky part only gets better when you start sharing. And that doesn't get rid of the suck, but that living in a vacuum with your own negative self talk is only aided when you get ready and start committing to sharing it and not sharing your best content. You're not waiting till you make a perfect video, sharing your progress. And there are people who have built entire platforms just off of the concept of getting better at something. Watch me get better from knowing nothing to knowing something. So the world is out there and ready to help you grow. That said, all of those things that I said we have to leave behind for ourselves, we're gonna have to get comfortable with leaving behind from other people when we start sharing, because that's when it really gets scary. And this is a whole nother skill. So all that work we did to tackle our negative self-talk, that I can't mentality, to forgive ourselves for past attempts, and to get used to the idea of failure as a product of trying, we have to alter these a little bit in the way we intake feedback once we start sharing. And no one has ever said it better than our dear savior and goddess of all that is great, Taylor Swift. Haters gonna hate. Anyone who's out there critiquing you, and not critiquing you, but sabotaging you, you're going to have a no negativity policy. Absolutely no one gets through. Negativity is not a sign of critique. Negativity is a sign of discomfort. It's a sign of envy. It's a sign of jealousy. And it's a sign of sadness. It is not your cross to bear. And it has absolutely nothing to do with you. Regardless of whether you admire the person or not, if someone will not take the time to put their critique into a constructive format, that is not helpful information and you're going to leave it behind. Anyone who says you can't really means they can't. Mean people are sad people. I will stand behind this 100 times again. Anyone who's out there spending their valuable time on this earth trying to tell you what you can't do is not worth a second of your time and a fraction of your brain energy. I want you to really embody this. And I'm getting a little aggressive here because I don't want anyone to get in the way of your process. And you can't is a trigger sign to ignore that person completely. They don't even know, because these people don't know. They have no idea what you're up to. They have no idea the work that you're putting in. They have no idea the process and the road you're on. They have no idea how hard you work or what your goal is or what that next video is going to be or where you will be in 5 or 10 years. They simply don't know. And so you can let them sit there in their negativity. You can let them sit there saying, you can't. You can let them do whatever they want because they have no idea. It is not your duty or obligation, and it is not worth your time to inform them about your entire life story, where you come from, everything you've been through, and what you're trying to do. It is not worth your energy or time. Leave them behind, because only you can say. No one else can judge your progress, and no one else gets to. There are people around you that you love and care for, and they are the ones who will come to you with positive, clear critique and who can help you when you ask for help. Anyone else does not get to judge where you're going and how you get there. That is solely up to you to judge. And that is a hard muscle and a hard process in itself. But it will get easier and it does get better. And the better you get at being your own guide and your own shaman, your own judge, your own priest, whatever it is, the better you get at that, the more it will become second nature. And last but not least, in this vein, I want to leave it to the great goddess Taylor Swift to bring it home. I put this quote in this morning. I didn't even intend to put it in here, but man, has Taylor Swift got a lot of great quotes. Fearless is not the absence of fear. It's not being completely unafraid. To me, fearless is having fears. Fearless is having doubts, lots of them. To me, fearless is living in spite of those things that scare you to death. I want you to let that sit a little bit as we move on and bring it full circle here. I know the name of this video is How to Be Confident on Camera and Make Content That Sells. So I do want to make sure you leave today with a little bit of understanding why, aside from being confident on camera, this is valuable in the realm of selling, in the realm of your business, in the realm of making your business grow and better. I'm going to come back to this. This process of getting good at creating videos and how that builds your confidence and how your confidence makes better videos and going in a cycle. It works for every aspect of your business. The cycle of great posts is going to come from confidence. Making great posts is going to make you more confident. Being confident is going to make better posts. Writing great emails is going to make you more confident. Your confidence grown from there is going to make you write better emails. Great courses, great products. All of these things are a beautiful aspect of your business. And ultimately, it's your life. The confidence that you're building by tackling these challenges is going to make your life better. And we know this. We know this in a logical train of thought. And I want you to follow me on this. This is a very basic sales concept, and it's why confidence is so important. So follow me on this train of thought. People want to be confident. If you're here today, you really can't argue with me about this because you saw this. You saw somewhere, whether we emailed you, whether you stumbled upon our website, whether you saw the YouTube or someone emailed you a link to this, you saw how to be confident on camera and you click that link. So we can say, at least with this test group of people who are here today, that people want to be confident. Well, what do? People buy things to feel more confident. That's true. It's not the healthiest cycle, but it's true. In lieu of working on ourselves and in the process of working on ourselves, we buy things that help build our confidence, whether it's a better camera so we feel like we look better, whether it's an instrument so we can learn how to play music. And that's something we want to do and it makes us more confident, whether it's a cool car so you can feel like people you pass on the street look at you and say, that guy, that gal, that person is really cool. People buy stuff to feel more confident. That's at the root of why people buy stuff. And if someone is confident, we often think that must be because of what they have. So if someone has a cool car, that must be part of what's making them more confident. All these things that people have are what make them more confident. And if I buy that, I'll be more like that person. And therefore, I'll be more confident. This is the basis of sales psychology. And I'm not here saying you need to go exploit this or lie to people or sell snake oil or do anything crazy or unethical. This is just real. This is who people are. We want to be confident. We like money because we can buy things. Those things we buy make us more confident, and we will buy from people that appear more confident. So people don't buy products. They buy the person that product makes them feel like. This is true time and time again. And if you want to debate me on this, you can go look at any of the biggest brands or companies that are out there. Sylvain, you're asking an incredible question. I will answer that in a second. Coca Cola doesn't sell Coke. They sell Christmas. They sell a polar bear. They sell yeah, they sell a nice picnic with your family. Nike doesn't sell shoes. They sell being a kick-ass athlete. They sell being fast. They sell being fit. Marketing is not about selling the product. It's about selling who that person is going to be once they have the product. And yes, again, I know this can, if you're in this place of it feeling gross or icky or shaky, we're not talking about manipulating people with this information. I'm trying to illustrate to you why being confident is so important. Because if you're not confident in your products, if you're not confident in your platform, if you're not confident in who you are, not 100%, we don't want to be arrogant, but if you're not confident that you're at least getting better every day, it's going to be no wonder why no one is buying your products. So, once again, I just want to flip this a little. We started this event by me telling you that we are in the business of building confidence by making videos. And I hope at this point you see how I structured that and why I say it like this and why that's been my journey. I set out to be more confident on camera and discovered that making videos was a fantastic tool for building confidence. It allowed me to critique myself. It allowed me to analyze myself. It allowed me to put myself out there. And ultimately, it's allowed me to make a difference. It's allowed me to make an impact. I know it may be small. I know these little events here at Spotlight when we're tackling email marketing and stuff, maybe it makes a difference. Maybe not. I'm not saving chimpanzees in the Congo or anything like that. But I swear to all that is holy, every comment in that comment box that resonates of someone saying yes or no or any interaction is so validating just to know that I am growing. And I hope you understand. Hop in the chat and let me know. I hope that my time here on camera, confidently trying to show up, being exciting, being passionate, being positive, I hope my time here today has showed you how making videos will make you a more confident person. And I want to use this opportunity to address what Sylvain asked, which is, what do you think about fake it till you make it? Sylvain, I've wrestled with that my whole life because I was raised to take opportunities as they come, not to lie to people, not to screw with anyone. But if there's an opportunity and you think you can do something, even if you have an inkling that you can learn how to do something, you should do it. So I don't believe that you should swindle anybody. I don't believe you should manipulate people. I think whatever you put out into this world comes back around. But if you think that there's even a possibility that you can do something, say yes. Say yes and put everything you got into it. Learn how to do it. Go figure it out and solve that problem for someone. Because faking it till you make it is a I don't like the word fake it because you're not faking it, you're committing. You're saying, I will figure out how to do this. And the one thing I do like about that sentence, the fake it till you make it, is once you confidently say enough times, yes, I will do this. Yes, I'll figure it out. Once you get good at figuring things out, you have made it. You've done it. You've developed the skill to figure things out and accomplish challenges in front of you. So, confidence is what sells. And now is usually the part where I do a whole spiel on Teachable, tell you that Teachable is available for you to make online courses. Once you make these videos, you can build a whole lot of things with Teachable. Today, after today's event, I just want you to know there's a ton of resources in the comments, in the description. You can start a free account with Teachable. However, I hope that today, what you really got out of this event was the understanding that tackling the challenge of making videos is an incredible tool for building your confidence. And everyone who showed up today has shown the first step, which is to be here, to be present, to have the desire, the drive to get better at this. I want you to hold that drive, and I'm going to sign off here because I want you all to make a video. It's been a blast. Let me know in the comments if this helped you, but go out there and start using video media as a means for building your confidence. I guarantee you it will change your life. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everybody.